Hello everyone, welcome back to Legacy. My name is Leonardo Caprelli. I'm the Academy Director here at the Football Domain Academy. So, welcome back to this new episode of Legacy. And today we're going to be talking about goal setting, or you could also say goal planning. And more specifically, goal planning in football. So, what is goal setting or goal planning? Now, there is a difference between goal setting and goal planning, and this is what I'm going to talk to you guys about today. And I'm also going to show you different ways and how you can set goals in football and why it's important to set goals in football. So, goal setting is what you want to achieve. So, goal setting is the what. So if I'm a striker and I'm starting a brand new season with a new team, my goal might be that within that season I want to score 10 goals. I want to score 15 goals. So that's goal setting. Now, goal planning is something very different. Planning is the how. So, goal planning is how are we going to get to the what. So, going back to the example of the striker, if I want to score 15 goals a season, now I need to work out how I'm going to get to those 15 goals. And some ways that you might get to those 15 goals could be extra training, so training by yourself, then also making sure you're on the starting lineup. That would definitely help, because if you're not playing, you're not going to be able to get to your 15 goals. And another way could be to get into good positions on the pitch. So your positioning on the pitch is very important. Now, this goal planning is what I want to specifically talk about today. And these 3 tips, or these 3 points, are just 3 of thousands of ways that you can reach your goals. Now, as a youth footballer, I had no idea what goal setting is. I was never introduced to it from any of my coaches, and in a certain sense I wish I was, because I think I would have definitely been more successful at that level had I known what a goal was, had I known how to achieve a goal, and had I known how to plan how to achieve that goal. So if you're a footballer watching, these 2 things I would say are really, really important, especially if you want to take your game to that next level and you want to stay in the game for a long time. Now, let me be clear. Football is a big, huge game. And when I talk about taking your game to the next level, I don't specifically mean taking your game to a professional level. You can become a successful amateur player. You can also become a successful semi-pro player, and you can obviously become a successful pro player. So whatever level you're playing at, this still is relevant to it. So if you're at the amateur level, you're still going to have goals. If you're at the semi-pro level, you're still going to have goals. If you're at the professional level, you should still have goals. Now, today, goal planning is what we're going to focus on. And going back to the example of my previous coaches at the youth level, they never taught me how to plan to set a goal. And I wish they did, because, like I said, I would have been definitely a more confident player. I would have definitely been a more successful player, and it would have given the game I was playing more of a purpose. Because at the time it was sort of a social thing. A lot of my school mates were on a team, so I said, you know what, I want to go and do it as well. So goal planning is important, and I think even if you might not be a serious player, I still think goal planning and goal setting is something good, because it provides a purpose to what you're doing. Now, I think always break things down into threes. Threes is the easiest way to learn something and to try and achieve something. If you set too many targets at once or too many goals, sometimes you end up getting confused, and sometimes instead of focusing on that one thing, you tend to drift off into different things. So in goal planning, the first step to goal planning is we have to know what we want to achieve. So what we want to achieve goes back to the goal setting. So what specifically do we want to achieve in the game? So going back to the striker, 15 goals a season, is that realistic? Why not? And if it's not realistic, why not set it? You're going to spend the same amount of energy getting to 15, then you're going to get to 20. Okay? So, first step is knowing what your goals are. Then the second step is how to get to that goal. Okay? So important when we're planning our goals, how do I get to that target? And I just gave you a couple of examples. If I'm a striker and I want to get to 15 goals, I know that I need to be training. I need to be working hard. I need to be training, especially by myself and with my team. Okay? So that's the how. Because the more you train, the better you're going to become. And also, you need to deliver in front of your coaches, because you need to impress your coach so that way he can then choose you and pick you on the weekend for your match. Now the third point is the do. The do, or I always say take action. Now the doing doesn't work if you haven't got these two things. Okay? Once you know what you want, so what you want to achieve, then you move on to how do we achieve it? How are we going to get to that what? And now you've got to go out there and you've got to do it. And the doing is where these two things become, shall we say, a reality. Because these two things might start off on paper. The what will definitely start off on paper, because you need to know what you want to achieve. The how is the planning stage. How do I get to this? What do I need to do? And then the doing is following through. Following through on the goal. So, a lot of players get stuck on this bit. Sorry, the doing. They get stuck on this bit, and the reason is because there's no commitment to it. Lack of commitment. Now, the what is easy. The what, we know what we want. We want to be successful. We want to achieve things in different positions. The how is how we're going to get there. That's still easy, because it doesn't entail you doing anything. It simply involves you thinking about a strategy, how to get to where you is. The do is where a lot of players give up on, because the do requires now commitment, it requires sacrifice, and it requires you to take action to do it. Now, if you manage to do the do, sometimes you will be successful, sometimes you won't be successful, but that's all part of goal setting. And the most important thing with these three is analysis. Now, without goal setting, goal planning, analysis doesn't work. Okay, and I would say maybe analysis with these two things probably doesn't work, because you need to analyze your goals. I don't like to use the word realistic, because I think people should achieve more than what they're realistically capable of doing. But definitely your goal planning is important to analyze, because you need to analyze what you want, how you're getting there, and then what you're doing in order to get there. And the doing is so important, because it's, as I said, it's the moment you take action on the how. And if what you're doing isn't getting you to your goals, then that's when you have to analyze your analysis, and then you maybe have to change the plan, the how. So if you can change the how, then the do will work. Now, if you've found this video of help, if you've found these 3 simple steps simple to understand, and I do hope that you implement it in your football. Like I said, no, whatever level you're at, you can always set goals, you can always plan how you're going to achieve your goals. So thank you for watching. If you have any questions,